everyone, and welcome to Booming Encore's Learning Bites. My name is Susan Williams, and I'm the founder of Booming Encore. In an Ipsos survey conducted on behalf of Home Equity Bank, they found that 90% of Canadians 45 years and older really wanted to remain aging in their own home. But in order to successfully be able to do this, there are some physical aspects that people need to consider in order to prepare their homes for this. So to help us better understand some of these requirements, I'm delighted to welcome Margot McWhirter. Margot is a registered occupational therapist with a master's degree in gerontology and certifications in home modifications, universal design, and patient navigation. She also runs inclusive aging and Ontario-based practice, specializing in aging in place services, including home modifications, care coordination, patient advocacy, and caregiver support. Wow, Margot, you certainly do a lot. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm delighted to be here. Thanks so much, Susan.
So let's just jump right into it. So, what are the most important physical features of a home that support aging in place safely and comfortably?
Yeah, so I think there's really three main areas that I want to emphasize. First and foremost is lighting. One of the changes that's fairly common as we get older is a change to our vision. And so there really can't be too much lighting in a home. The other area or other change, I would say, or area to focus on is thinking about having supports where in the bathroom or on stairs. So thinking about things like handrails and grab bars, which don't have to be ugly. They can actually be gorgeous and functional.
Ah, terrific. I can certainly relate to the light situation. I've noticed recently, for instance, myself going up the stairs at night, I'm having to actually turn on the hallway light rather than before I used to be able to just whip up those stairs. So something to certainly take a look at. Now, what are some of the aspects people often don't consider about their physical environment that they should when wanting to age in place?
Hmm. Certainly for people that are looking to age in their own home versus downsizing or moving, I think that often what gets overlooked are the areas of the home and the activities that we use every day. And so that can be things like the bedroom, the kitchen, and the bathroom. Because it's always been there, part of our ambient environment, we often don't think about making changes to those areas. The other thing is that we sometimes don't see some of the clutter, particularly at floor level, that could then present like a tripping hazard, which again, due to changing eyes or maybe a change in mobility and joint flexibility, we may overlook. The other thing is that because we've always had the furniture in our home that we've always had, and it worked great for our younger selves maybe when we were raising a family, but may not be so age inclusive and age friendly if we have stiffening of joints and aches and pains. And so the foam in your favorite chair or sofa may simply cause the seating to be a little bit lower, and then you're having to work harder to get up and move, which is such an important part that we want to maintain that mobility as people are aging in the right place.
Okay, so for instance, the bathroom, the bedroom, I kind of understand. But when you said the kitchen, what sort of things should somebody think about in their kitchen?
So it can be really useful to think about how stable you are on your feet, and then how easy it is for you to maybe access storage, and whether it's cooking and baking or everyday, plates and glasses. Do you want to perhaps reorganize your kitchen so that frequently used items and possibly even heavier items that could be a little bit challenging for you to either reach into a low cupboard and lift up, or reach up overhead and try to bring down for use? So really thinking about actually reorganizing some of the storage in the kitchen can be important.
No, it's an excellent point because you kind of go through the day and not even think of these things until you actually need it, which is,
Mhm.
can sometimes be a little bit later than when you should have done it, which leads me to my next question. If you were to prioritize some things that you should change or think about first, what would you suggest?
So I would definitely say that it is a bit of a honeydew or a to-do list. Thinking about maintaining the home that you want to support you into your later years. So maybe there's some home maintenance projects that you've been putting off and just haven't gotten around to, Also taking a look at both the interior and exterior aspects of the home. Are there cracks or chips on stairs outside? Is the driveway or the sidewalk in front of your home maybe not in great repair? Are there tree roots coming up through the lawn that, when you're walking across to smell the roses or whatnot, that might cause a tripping hazard? So think about the home maintenance inside as well as outside. And as well, getting back to that idea of creating clear paths of travel by reducing any sort of clutter or even sometimes furniture with edges or legs that stick out into the route that you're traveling from your bedroom to your bathroom or kitchen to the den. And then going back to that idea of increasing the lighting. And finally, another change that particularly for people that are planning ahead, whether or not they have a progressive health issue, or they may even just know that they're at some point going to have a joint replacement, so a hip or a knee surgery, where they may not be able to manage stairs for even a temporary period of time. Is there a way that you could modify your home and set up your home for one level living, whether that's temporary or permanent, with a room that could be turned into a private bedroom, as well as thinking about what washroom space you have on the main floor? Because depending on the age of the home, there's lots of homes where there isn't a main floor, even powder room, and that creates a lot of challenges for many people.
It's so true. And like you said, it often happens, you know, if we don't plan in advance, which leads me to my next question. When should someone really start to think about this or start planning for these changes?
Hmm. It's really never too early, and I do say never too late as well, to start planning ahead. Because when certainly when I'm working with individuals, and I often say that I work with individuals, couples, and families, because aging really is a natural part of life, and it is a family affair. So I do think that if people can start planning, in their 50s, 60s, 70s, that's not too early. And, I do work with a number of people who are much older than that. And again, it's not too late. But certainly the kinds of things that I try to encourage my clients to consider is a holistic perspective. So, where do they want to age in place? What is home going to look like and mean to them? What are their health considerations that they need to think about from a preventative management, but also almost like a chronic disease self-management perspective, and then also the help. And it's so common for all of us, many of us, to be very fiercely independent and basically decline or refuse or shy away from maintaining relationships and thinking about reciprocal giving and receiving of help. And that's often to people's detriment. So the mindset piece is also really huge. And, what I often encourage my clients to think about is to accept help before you think you're ready, because then it works that resilience and that flexibility muscle. It's not a sign of weakness. What it says is, I am open to change and accepting help for the things that I need, but still doing the things that are important and that I'm still capable of doing. The other thing is that you want to take action and make changes, not only that your future self will thank you for, but also what your loved ones will thank you for. So that's like things like getting your documents, your passwords, your wills, your financial planning, your funeral arrangements, getting all of those things in place, organized, documented, and communicated, so that if, God forbid, there is a health crisis, a medical crisis that occurs, you and your loved ones aren't scrambling. You've had maybe some of those harder conversations, and you've taken the steps that everybody will be grateful for.
Those are some excellent suggestions. Thank you so much, Margot. I really appreciate it. And I hope everybody enjoyed this and got some valuable information and it helps you live your best booming encore. Bye for now.